So here we are with the same page in Chrome. And in the Chrome browser, the tools are based on the WebKit developer tools. Now, WebKit is an open source browser engine that some of the major browser developers use as the basis for their browsers. Chrome, Firefox, and Safari all use the WebKit, and so their tooling is going to be fairly similar to each other. Let's take a look at Chrome's features. So if we go to the menu, and under Tools will be the developer tools, or Control-Shift-I will also open these. This normally docks on the bottom of the page, much like we saw in the Internet Explorer example, and it can be undocked and used as a separate window if you so choose. I'm going to leave these on the bottom because with a single monitor, it tends to be a better way to look at these. It has a number of different tabs on the top that allow you to look at different parts of that page. The first one is the elements that shows the HTML DOM of your page. And so you can actually, as you open up and look at parts of the page, those parts of the page will be highlighted with some information about their size, what the element itself is. We can see here on the screen. And you can also use the element inspector to float around and pick an element. So if we want to find, let's say, this div here, we can see what sorts of classes and what sort of rules are being applied, but it also locates it here in the Elements tab so that we can look at it, and on the right-hand side are going to be the styles and other layout features of that particular object. On the bottom here is also a breadcrumb of where you are in the document. So as you want to walk up and down, you can actually click these to walk up and down the document. It makes it a little easier to navigate in that way. The second tab is the Resources tab, and this is where you're going to find all of the individual objects that make up the page, images, scripts, etc. But you're also going to find ways to look at the actual storage on the page. So whether this is local database in HTML5, whether this is local storage, session storage, cookies, or even application cache, you can interrogate these about your page as you develop your application. The third tab is the Network tab. And this is where you can watch the process of loading the assets that are required for your page. If we reload the page with this shown, we can see all of the different elements, and they show you a time graph on the right-hand side for what was taking how long. And so you can actually look at the different assets on a page and be able to kind of tune and see what is taking a long time or a short time, depending on what your real requirements are. The next tab are the scripts, and this is where all of the JavaScript files are going to be shown. And this is where you're going to be able to set breakpoints, look at watch expressions, look at call stack, etc. Timeline is a special tab that the WebKit tooling has, and this is going to allow you to look at memory over time. It's akin to profiling of the code. Profiles does this similarly, allowing you to collect performance characteristics of the JavaScript, of the CSS, or even the memory usage in the heap snapshots. Audits is another tool to allow you to take a look at network utilization and web page performance and really combine them to see where bottlenecks in your application are. And then finally, console is simply a place where errors will be shown, as well as allowing you to actually just type in different JavaScript commands. So since we have jQuery installed, I can actually do things like body to go get the body element, or H2 to get all of the H2 elements on the page. Next, let's look at the Firefox tooling.